Today's video is all about the SEC, and there's something weird happening with Coinbase. Let's talk about it. It has begun. Breaking Bitcoin. Coinbase shares rocketing over 30% this week as these big institutions refiled spot Bitcoin ETF applications, right? Because if we check out the chart from BC Backer, Coinbase coin is up 92% since the day the SEC timed their attack on them. Wyckoff and then... But this chart is really weird. Something sinister could be brewing with Coinbase, right? And they're going to catch everyone off guard. Let us explain. Even though it is pumping, guys, right? And it will probably keep pumping before or till the collapse, right? At that point in time, then everything will fully collapse. The reason why this is so strange is because, check this out. Justin, 4 top executives at Coinbase, including CEO Brian Armstrong, have dumped massive amounts of shares in coin, right? You don't make this stuff up, guys. We're not making this stuff up, but why? This week, Brian made his largest ever sale of stock, amounting to over $5.8 million. Once again, 13. I'm done. Guys, if I see another 13 again or 33, I'm done. Right? I think I'm officially going to go crazy. It's like everywhere, right? But check this out. So the executives, the higher ups at Coinbase, they are dumping their shares on you guys. While you are buying, they are dumping, even though the price is going higher and higher and higher. But he's slowly selling his stocks, right? Or his shares. But check this out. I wanted to point out why are they, not only Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, why are even the other 4 or 3 top executives at Coinbase doing the same thing as Brian Armstrong is doing, right? Wouldn't they hold their own stock if they knew it was a good company, number one, right? In the long term, everything will turn out just fine and the stock will keep pumping, right? And let me explain something. I think the reason why they're doing this is because they're slowly selling all their shares until the collapse hits, right? Because if they sold all their shares right before the collapse occurs, people will know, people will catch on, right? And plus, the SEC would go after the Coinbase team if they ever sold their shares right before the collapse occurred, because the timing, you can't time that, right? Could that have just been a coincidence? So this is why they're selling their shares slowly but steadily until we see the damn collapse. Look what happened back in 2001, guys, right? That thing that occurred. There was a lot of gold bars, but they removed them, right? Actually, people started putting people were starting to short certain stocks as well during that time. The people who were on the inside, right? So there's a fishy reason why they're doing this, guys. And people are saying this is scheduled, but some other people are saying no, it's not, right? Scheduled selling. But it gets even more strange because this happened today. Justin, Coinbase founder Brian Armstrong deletes tons of old tweets. Why? Right? Why is he doing this, guys? Something very fishy is occurring with Brian Armstrong. Your time has come, right? Coinbase, be very odd, guys. Again, if you think Coinbase is safe, oh, let me explain something. Of course they're going to take your money, guys. Do you guys really believe Coinbase is on your side, or BlackRock is on your side? When BlackRock supports Coinbase, first things first is they're going to steal all the people's or all the retail's money. Then when the collapse occurs and that's all done and over with, they're going to pump it back up again, right? Guys, it's going to be a reckoning, 100%. Well, that's just my intuition, my belief, right? So let's just be prepared of any other outcome, or of any outcome possible. But here we go with the SEC, guys. Something significant came out today, right? And yesterday we were just talking about library as well. This is crazy, the timing of this, right? No coincidences. Check this out. I thought the conclusion of the Ripple versus SEC case came about, guys, right? Reading the hashtags. But in the library case, the court has issued its decision on the remedies portion of the case, right? Now, if we check this out, guys, United States District Court, the Securities Exchange and Commission, SEC, prevailed on summary judgment on its claim that Library Inc. conducted unregistered offerings of securities in violation of the Securities Act. Library has filed a motion to limit the SEC's remedies. In response, the SEC asks the courts to order Library to pay a civil penalty of $111,614 and issue an injunction restraining Library from violating the Securities Act and from participating in unregistered offerings of crypto asset securities in the future. Now, and then they have to pay a civil penalty for this case. But could this tie in with the Ripple versus SEC case, right? The reason being is because Library got somewhat of a small fine. That's not bad, but wait a minute. And they went bankrupt in the process. A small fine is all the SEC could get out of them. They should have found a way to appeal, right? The SEC basically destroyed Library and retail investors, but don't even care because it doesn't fit their agenda. Exactly, guys. The reckoning is upon us, don't you see? If Library went through with this, guys, I'm pretty sure the Ripple case is different, right? But let us see, because there's different judges and whatnot. But check this out from Library themselves. The final judgment in the SEC versus Library is out. In accordance with the court's order and our promises, we expect to spend the next several months winding Library Inc. down entirely. Wow. Right? As to what happens to Library from here, well, that's up to you, right? Because I don't know too much about Library, guys, but I'm guessing it's a cryptocurrency, right? And obviously a project, a company, but supposedly it's decentralized, as you guys can see, right? It's all out in the open. Open source code and whatnot, same as the XRPL and XRP, right? Even if Ripple went away, XRP and the XRP ledger will still be running, right? Because it's decentralized. And then so it's up to you guys at the end of the day, guys, because I think they're done, right? Now, the CEO of Library comes out, if I'm not mistaken, right here, and he states, all I ever wanted to do is follow the law, right? So people are trying to follow the law, but the SEC doesn't care one bit, because they're going after everything as we speak. 99% of these coins will vanish away, we told you. And remember, I told you guys, it doesn't even matter about utility and whatnot. It does. It obviously matters to a certain degree, but you know what matters more? And this is how I know Ripple will prevail in the Ripple versus SEC case, is because of the damn connections, right? It all depends on the damn connections, guys. That's all we're going to say right here, right? Now, Ripple's connected to the institutions, to riddles, right? To governments, to the central bankers. The SEC is obviously scared of the central bankers, right? They wouldn't want to go against these certain institutions and agencies of the government. So what does that tell you? Ripple will 100% prevail, in my humble opinion, but it's never guaranteed, so let's pay attention. No one at the SEC nor the federal judge himself can tell me what the law allows and doesn't allow. Exactly, right? So the SEC is literally making up the law as they go, right? They're making up stuff from thin air, guys, pulling imaginary laws from the hat. I would respect the American government if it had a rule of law. It does not, so I don't and won't respect it, nor will I apologize, right? Wow. And then they say, and third, at no point has Library acknowledged the unlawfulness of its conduct. So Attorney Jeremy comes out with his own opinions. The final ruling is out in the SEC versus Ripple. I mean, whoa, that would be a crazy day, right? SEC versus Library case. The judge did not rule on secondary sales. That's the weird thing, guys, right? This is where it gets really odd. The judge did not rule on the secondary sales, right? He enjoyed further violation and issued a penalty. Is this a similar result possible? Is a similar result possible in the Ripple case? Is the question, right? Everyone's wondering at this point in time. Yes, possible. Whoa! If I see this, guys, I'm done, right? They'll have to keep going with this case for another few years, which will tie in with the collapse. If this is the case, I hope it's not, right? I hope it finishes here in next 2 months maximum, summary judgment. But the court would have to find that there is not enough to the fair notice defense to have a trial on the issue. Also, the court would have to find that that past and present sales of XRP are investment contracts in order to provide injunctive relief, right? So, in conclusion, this ruling provides little market guidance and has protected no one, right? In fact, it hurt all the people involved. It's just another feather in the SEC's hat. That's all, guys, right? Exactly. Do you guys want to know why it hurt everyone? Because look at the damn coin with Library, guys, right? It has been literally dying. This is when the case, if I'm not mistaken, came out around this, basically the top, and look what happened. It literally dumped, guys, right? Right now, it is about, let us see, quick measurements. It is about 90-something% down, guys, right? Which is just crazy. Wow. I don't know, guys, but again, the SEC obviously isn't protecting no one, because when they came out with the Ripple case, right, it came out around right here. It dumped 70%, right? I'm guessing the whales were 100% buying, lots of insider manipulation, insider trading taking place at that point, right? Not to mention, I'm pretty sure the SEC is making a ton of money, especially when they're going after these huge companies, right? Selling their coins, buying them up at cheap prices. Who the hell knows what they're doing, guys? But the SEC has missed every major collusion in crypto thus far. Whether it was having meetings with SBF himself, approving Prometheum and a few others, which I red flagged a year in advance, right? Or any other massive catalyst the industry has faced, never once was retail protected. Exactly, guys, as you guys can see, right? Never once. Even though their motto is we have to protect retail, but I guess at the same time they are, because they are going after certain S coins and meme coins. I'm not talking about library. I'm talking about other projects out there, right? Other cryptocurrencies, because we know most cryptocurrencies will vanish at one point in time. But who knows, guys? You have to make up your own opinion. But no help to the market from the decision on whether the LBC token itself is a security. The judge sidestepped the issue and didn't even entertain the major questions doctrine. The whole case achieved nothing except harm to one company and its employees. So much for clarity, though, courts, right? Or so much for clarity through courts. So right here, guys, right? I also declined both libraries and the amici's invitation to rule on whether LBCs is itself a security, guys, right? Wow, that's so dumb, guys, right? There is a real risk Judge Torres will also sidestep dealing with the issue whether XRP is a security itself is a security in the Ripple case, right? So is it going to happen with Ripple, guys? If it is, then they're 100% delaying it for a specific event, 100%. But if it's not, I hope it just finishes here soon, right? And then, so John Neeson comes out, that's better than nothing, as you guys can see. But respectfully, John, I don't think it is better than nothing. It is exactly what the SEC wants, right? It does not want the issue of secondary market sales, or the issue whether the tokens themselves are securities decided until decisions are made in the cases against exchanges, right? Now, again, guys, it seems as they went bankrupt, right? But Ripple obviously they have the money to keep fighting, right? They have already spent, I heard, $200 million in the Ripple versus SEC case. So if it comes down to it, Ripple can defend themselves, right? But others probably cannot, because they're smaller companies and whatnot, right? No ruling, no ruling on secondary sales of LBC token may in fact be a blessing in disguise. All eyes now shift to Judge Torres, who will rule on XRP in the secondary market, because SEC included it in its overboard approach to Ripple. Since we know Judge Torres excluded the SEC expert who pinned on what XRP holders were thinking when they purchased XRP, we now know that the SEC failed to produce any individual investment contracts. I assume she has already rejected the SEC's inclusion of secondary sales, guys, right? So there's so many different opinions happening and about, guys. But always remember that something has to occur, right? I don't know what's going to happen with library, guys. Seems like they're going away, right? Their company at least winding down over the next several months. But I don't know, guys. This is why you have to be very careful of investing in certain coins. And not to mention, the SEC went after how many other coins? Was it 67 coins or something, guys? Right? I don't know. Let us prepare to see what happens, because we are definitely traveling in on uncharted waters right now. So let us prepare. Not financial advice, not financial advice, not financial advice. But I do believe Ripple will be good to go, guys, soon. Right? Let us hope. Not financial advice. But anyways, that's so amazingness. See ya.